Okay, so everything is installed. So control clockwise. So we are steering on the left, and if we push the up button, it should be in the same direction. It isn't the same. So right means that clockwise, down, the same, the same. Well, so everything is configured. Repeat procedure again. Actually, we come now from the initial point where we started. Like before we open anything, they tell rotate clockwise the wheel until you hit the end, and we will hit the end now when we rotate. So probably this is procedure not for the fully empty system. Hit the stop, open the right one. Rotating control clockwise. Take air from the system. So guys, rotating control clockwise, no air. I don't see any air. So what can I do in that case if I don't see any air? Yeah? So I don't know. The procedure is like that. Okay, so then the next step was to do autopilot rotation in the same control clockwise direction, and now I don't need to think. I just push the button up and let's see. I'm not sure if you notice any bubbles coming up to the reservoir. There was some. Okay, I did this step. Closing, use steering wheel. It hit this end and I open a new one. Rotating clockwise. Well, just one bubble, you have seen this, nothing more. So I don't know what expect else. Now I push the button down and see what is happening on the autopilot pump. You have seen I did it for 40 seconds. Garmin says 30. Well, Seastar say 2 minutes. I don't need 2 minutes, I think. And just really small bubbles was in the beginning and nothing more. So now I close the system and let's see if the miracle will happen, but I don't believe so. No guys, no miracles. See, bubbles. We got bubbles. Where they come from? So we have the same steppy movement. No miracles has happened. So, and now let's try this procedure that was told me by the manufacturer of the autopilot pump. So guys, I will tell you now about the procedure of the manufacturer told me, but this will not help, I'm sure, in that case of the steering. So you have seen we don't have any bubbles and we still have problems. So the only procedure that will work here is that one. I will remind you, but I have a separate video for this. Poof! And bumps, and then we have air. Then again, look. Then poof! And again we have air. I don't have idea why is that. You have seen we don't have air with the classical procedure. We bleed it several times, no problems, so nothing wrong. So I don't know what is wrong here. So people have this when they don't have autopilot pump, just that pump. So it's not about the autopilot, about something else, and the only way to remove this air is by this very specific procedure, like that one. Yeah, you will get air off. Yeah, I promise you. You will get nice steering. Yeah, but now let's talk about the procedure that manufacturer told me about bleeding of the autopilot pump. The procedure supposes that you do autopilot in one direction and the wheel in the opposite direction. Then everything is open, circulating, and that's when you have this air go through the reservoir line to the reservoir of the pump. Oh, yeah. And go to the air. It's raining, guys. It's 9 p.m. and I don't have the second hand now, so I cannot show you this, but it will be like that. So if bottom for me means clockwise, then I push this bottom and I rotate anti-clockwise several times. I will tell you what will happen. Well guys, that's quite funny. Well, funny, not so funny, but interesting. Yeah, so exactly as he explained. So I push the autopilot in one direction, rotate the wheel in the opposite, and the outboard stay on the place. That's nice. And here one bubble. So yeah, guys, we open the line and bubble goes here, but the problem is not that bubble. Yeah, so I think I should show you this procedure tomorrow because it's quite interesting, quite nice. But it's not about the autopilot. The main problem is somewhere here, I think. So the only procedure that will help us is that's very interesting procedure that you have seen before in my another video. Let's finish for today and count how many turns we have now, because we will need to apply this specific procedure to remove air from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5. Let's see you tomorrow. And look guys, after one day I think you can clearly see small bubbles. Yeah, you should see them now. Small bubbles. Oh, another one is coming right now in the reservoir line of the autopilot pump. So it's quite bad. Yeah, so I don't know why they appear there. Well, I know that pump is operating on the high speed, of course, and it like do these bubbles. Yeah, was the oil. But what I want to show that with that procedure, interesting procedure, when the outboard is stationary, and we do autopilot in one direction and the wheel in another one, we can get them out back to the helm pump. So I will put tripod. I will try to put tripod here, do this procedure, and you should see how they go off. I will now show you again small bubbles or suspension there in the reservoir pipe hose from the autopilot pump. Then I will do autopilot pump in one or either direction, but not till the lock, and you will see that bubbles don't move. It means that the reservoir line doesn't take part in this movement. Yeah, logical. Yeah, but let's do conclusions later. Then at one moment I will do autopilot till the lock, and bubbles will move. I don't remember in which direction, but they will. So reservoir in that case take some part, and then finally I will do this tricky procedure when the autopilot in one direction and steering in the opposite one, so we have open a line and all bubbles go to the helm pump. I just collect facts, and we will be doing conclusions or some conclusions later. So after some time I noticed these bubbles again, so they are always coming from somewhere, and I try again up and down, so they remain on the place. But then when I applied port till the lock, the bubbles go down, and then when starboard they go up. I just recording this fact for now, and we will be thinking later.